right edge, maybe even inside right. Let's see what happens here. Good save.
It was, and he stayed in a really nice routine there. Didn't vary it. Just went in and did his thing. I think that's what you've really got to do. And then Tom Lehman's in here close, Kurt. He hit a marvelous shot in here.
He did. He took a little bit of risk. Missing it left here today is no good, but he hit a great shot just left of the hole with a 7-iron, and now going to try to pay it off with, I think it's right at 3 feet probably. It's a heck of a shot in here. This hole's playing fairly difficult compared to yesterday because of the wind, playing slightly over par as opposed to yesterday when it played slightly under par.
Tom Lehman led a renovation and a restoration of this golf course back in 2002, so literally knows the course as well as anybody out there. And he's at 7 under, 2 shots off the lead here in round 2. Downtown Phoenix Country Club, and way down there, right up against the fence line, is the 14th. Kurt Byram, you're with this group now.
Absolutely howling right straight into their face here. Lehman's already hit a great drive right down the middle. Furyk playing a little slider cut. Boy, that was pretty to watch. He knocked it down wet and hit a little cut back into that breeze. Beautiful.
Number 14 is one of 3 holes out here with new tee boxes. But, Kurt, they're not all the way back at 14 today, are they?
Nope, they've moved it up because of this wind. It's a little bit out of the left, and with OB and not a lot of room, there's a tree on the left side of the tee boxes here, and that new tee way in the back, it would have been hard to get by that tree off the tee box, so they moved it up.
TrackMan Tracer technology following Ernie Els.
All 3 players, just perfect drives.
This is over at the 9th, the par 4, coming back towards the clubhouse. Kevin Sutherland, 2 shots off the lead, playing his second. Is going to be 1 shot off the lead in a couple of minutes. Former champion at this event. He won it back in 2017. The par 3 all day today. And Cookie, you can also vouch for that wind. It's crispy out there. Excuse me, Cook's at 15 today.
But it is windy out here.
But it's windy where you are too, John.
Yes, it is. There's no dome over here.
Colin Montgomery taking dead aim. Take a look at Montgomery's very familiar action. Not much has changed in that swing over the years. Just a lot less of Monty. He lost about 40 pounds during the hiatus. West Short at the 12th. This is for birdie to get within 1 of the lead. And as Lanny comes back into the booth and puts the headsets back on, we're just talking about how putting is going to look kind of funny today, and that one looked a little funny there for sure.
Oh, it's going to be. It'll actually embarrass players today because it's hard to stay still. The wind will move the ball when the greens are this quick. And they were tough yesterday without any wind.
You saw Sutherland with this brilliant approach at number 9. This is to get within 1 shot of the lead.
And you cannot let up even on a 1 or 2 footer here in these kind of conditions.
Sutherland now to 8 under, back to 14, and Kurt Byram is with Jim Furyk.
160 yards back into this breeze, and it just gusted. You probably see some of the leaves moving around, so he's going to take a minute here and adjust. And Lanny, that's part of the problem is that, you get up there once and it's sort of steady at 15 and you're thinking, all right, 160 yards, knock a 6-iron down, and then it gusts, you come up 10 yards short.
No question, Kurt. And, you've got to have a game plan when you're walking in there. And I always felt like I was at an advantage in this kind of wind because I played so quick. I'd get over it, hit it before the wind really had a chance to do anything and change my mind.
Back in his stance and flight it down. May have left it out a little bit to the right.
He did.
He got the right club, though. That's not a bad spot if you're going to miss.
No, it's not. And probably can get putter on it from right there if he wants to.
So that is a look at 15, and this is where indeed we will find John Cook, and this is where the wind is still blowing.
It is still blowing out here, and I can tell you this is a great preview for the rest of the day. 161 yards front, 168 hole location. Wind is ripping, mostly down, a little from the right. That means that you cannot hold a golf shot in here up against the wind. You have to let the ball ride the wind.
And, of course, first and foremost here, Cookie, you have to carry it to the front edge, have to get it over the water. I would expect to see a lot of shots long here today.
Definitely long and left. The problem also is the ball, if you get it too high in the air, what you want in a front hole location, it can get knocked down pretty easily. So there's been some balls in the water, a lot of balls long and left. Michael Allen, that's a 7-iron, hung out to the right, and this has got to go. It
back
hit on the ground, hit on land, but came back in the water.
And never crossed the red line. So he
never did.
Exactly. So it's.
Now back over at 13. You saw Montgomery a moment ago with his tee shot. Good chance.
This is quick back down the slope. Just being careful. Sometimes you end up being so careful pace-wise, you really ignore getting it on the perfect line.
And there's a look at 15 from above. That's the maintenance area at Phoenix Country Club to the left. Fourth toughest hole today. Only 11 birdies.
Yeah, you'll see a lot. You'll see 2s and you'll see 5s. And Jerry Smith had a good round going, 4 under par through his first 11 holes, made a couple of bogeys. Jerry's got 7-iron. He's going to have to get on this. Got to be solid. You have to be able to spin it to keep the ball in the air. This is a popular spot, little long left.
Yeah, expect to see a lot of shots back there, and not a bad play at all.
Paul Broadhurst, the leader at 9 under. This is his second at the 12th.
And this hole is gettable. Just a short wedge coming in here for Broadhurst, and not quite what he was hoping for. It didn't sound like he caught that as crisp as he wanted.
Phoenix Country Club, home of the PGA Tour stop in Phoenix, for men to let him know that he was, in fact, in the penalty area.
That is correct, Whit. The ball it hit on land, but it never crossed the penalty area line. I had a perfect angle. It hit short right of that stake, came back in the water. Now he'll be playing his third from the tee, 168 yards total. Wind out of the right, helping a little bit.
Michael doesn't really put it up in the air a lot, so I mean he's got to hit it solid and drive it on down.
And that's what he did. This would be long left.
Yeah.
First one was just a miss hit. His first tee shot had to be a miss hit.
Now back to 13. This is the other par 3 on the second 9 here in Phoenix. Fred Couples has it to 4 under.
Hole location right in the front left, and good shot there by Fred. Cannot miss it left, so it's okay. Take a look at Fred's swing. Always pretty to watch in slow motion. Still gets it to parallel. Just gorgeous. Great leg action. Driving off the inside of that right leg, and then just complete release with the hand. So much so that the right hand is almost off the club. Stays in his spine angle. Excellent. Still rotating very nicely for a guy over 60.
Paul Broadhurst, this is to extend his lead at the 12th.
Ooh, pretty good roll there by Brody. He's played in a lot of these conditions. Former Ryder Cup player. He's from England, so he's grown up playing in these conditions. And his ball flight, when you watch him play, it shows the guy that's done that.
Furyk for birdie at 14. He tells you the story. He was expecting that to go left, and it didn't. Golf Pass and TaylorMade are giving you and a friend the chance to feel like a pro at the Kingdom in Carlsbad, California. You can win a custom fitting, accommodations, rounds of golf, and much more. GolfPass.com/the-Kingdom sweepstakes. Tom Lehman, this is a par putt at the 14th.
He blew it up into the breeze a little bit, came up about 10 yards short of the green, pitched to here, so now to save par. Good save.
It was a good pitch shot in those winds. That's great.
Broadhurst back at 12 now for par.
Ran it by a couple feet. You get over those 2-footers, you get a lull in the wind, and you go, thank you.
I was just about to say it looked like it died down just for a second when you had that 2-foot putt.
It does, and when it does, you're very appreciative, and you get there and do it.
Go back to 13 for Couples.
Got about 30 feet here for Fred, coming up, moving right to left. Just tailed off at the end. Being very careful with the pace.
Now back to 15, Allen, this his 4th.
Going back down the hill, I just saw Jerry Smith putt down, and Jerry Smith's putt ran out about 5 feet by. Now this is for bogey. Just trying to squeeze it down there, run up, tap it in. Even though putting back into the wind, the ball can get away from you on this hole. A lot of slope to this green in that front part.
So Allen is the first victim during our featured coverage of these 2 par 3s as he finds the water. That's a double. Going to stay here for Jerry Smith's par putt.
You saw him hit his tee shot long left and putted it down. Now he's got a good 5 feet going back downwind.
Usually a little bit easier putting into the wind, don't you think, Cookie?
Definitely, definitely. Jerry with a decent round of golf going, although he's made 2 bogeys in his last 3 holes and didn't need to see that after being 4 under for the day. Now make 3 bogeys in his last 4 holes.
Yeah, and that's a first putt mistake right there. You can't be running it that far by the hole with conditions like this.
So this is a par putt for Triplett. John was told he was almost in the penalty area.
Yeah, he didn't hit a very good solid iron shot, and it came up short, but it stayed on the bank, pitched it to there. Kirk even for the day. Nice up and down right there.
Bermuda on the greens and tees and fairways, and then Bermuda with some rye overseed making up this Phoenix Country Club layout. And that rough can get kind of thick. It's surprisingly juicy for a dry climate.
They've got some rough this year, first time in a while, and I think it's making a difference in champion Bermuda greens, which are absolutely spectacular. A lot of players say maybe the best surfaces they've seen all year.
This man had a lot to do with that. As I mentioned, he led the renovation of the golf course about 18 years ago.
He and John Fote, who played the tour for a number of years, former U.S. amateur champion, really has done an outstanding job with architecture.
Tom should be proud. This golf course right here is it's a beauty. It absolutely is in phenomenal shape, but the design is really good. Greens aren't crazy. There's a little bit of pitch, but outstanding. This is an 8-iron for Tom.
Yeah, Cookie, they stayed pretty true to the original layout here, I think, overall. A few minor changes, but overall, I think it's a lot of the course that you and I played in the early 80s.
Absolutely. They have lost some trees here and there, but that helps it air out a little bit, so it's just in wonderful, wonderful shape.
Harry Collis was the architect of record back in 1919.
Tom is waiting for Tom Gillis to putt on the 17th hole, which is right next to the 15th tee.
When I said old school, this is what I mean. It's eminently walkable. Tees and greens just on top of each other. Over to 13, Mike Weir.
playing some nice golf, making a lot of good contact and hit some quality shots. Always been a nice putter. Full location that left front. He takes dead aim. This is gorgeous. Beautiful shot in there by Mike Weir.
And now back to 15, and Lehman is closer to being ready.
Set to go. 8-iron, likes to move the ball from right to left. He's going to have to start in between the bunker on the right and the hole location.
8-iron tells me he's trying to hit this pretty hard, Cookie.
Definitely. I think you have to try to put some spin on the golf ball to keep it in the air. Otherwise, it'll get knocked down. The wind is blowing so hard. Up in the air. It's on a pretty good line. It's the right club.
And that's a good shot there by Lehman. Stops pretty quick. Really, a little bit of a backstop right there. Well done.
Back to 13 for Broadhurst, leading by 1.
Brody has mostly a straight ball flight. Doesn't curve it very much. And good shot there by Brody. Brings it in kind of low, chasing, gets it right back there about 10 feet. That's very nice. Take a look at Broadhurst, and he'll go right up on top of it. Loses a little bit of width coming down, but right on top of it and drives it right down. That's flighting the ball down. He does that very well.
Furyk at 15.
Set to go. 8-iron. Jim Furyk. 161 front. 68 hole. Started at the hole location, moving a little left. Big left. That needs to hold on. That'll be in that back bunker, and that is not an easy bunker shot. Got green to work with, but it's back into the wind and down slope.
Yeah, and you're going to get a mouthful of sand when you hit that one. Won't be fun.
Yeah, coming right back in your face.
Right
That's
back
right.
in your face.
I hate it when that happens. Now the Big Easy.
Big Easy. Got himself a 9-iron.
Whoa.
He's going to put this one way up in the air. 161 front. That's probably playing, I'll say, low 50s.
Yeah, you've got to drive it up in the air, and you've got to hit it hard to do it. Cookie was talking about spin. So it's that and hitting it hard that gets it up through that. It's almost like a ceiling you've got to bust through.
Wonderful line. Great strike. Perfect distance.
Really well done there by Ernie.
One of the best of the day at this par 3. Ernie Els, 2 wins already this year on the PGA Tour Champions as a first-year player. Jim Furyk right there on the leaderboard with him. Also a couple of wins this year. This was a moment ago. Furyk at 15.
Drew a good lie. A little bit on the upslope. Back into the wind. Makes it a little easier, but this ball's running out.
I did kind of get away from him. To 13, Paul Broadhurst again with a chance to extend his lead.
Yeah, hitting some quality iron shots. About 12 feet here for Brody. Oh, man, the wind should have moved that if nothing else. That was a great try. Kind of robbed there.
Now back to the 15th, and Lehman for his birdie.
A decent look from about 25 feet past the hole, going back down towards the front of the green. Normally would break pretty good from right to left and have some speed, but the wind is blowing so hard from his left, it's going to hold this up just a little bit. Four under for the day, -7.
Very respectful.
Yeah, that could get away from you in a hurry.
Get all the up-to-date scoring with the PGA Tour Champions leaderboard. Your favorite players, watch video highlights, and view scorecards all in real time. Log on to PGATourChampions.com/leaderboard. Well, Ernie Els hit a peach here at the par 3. He'll have a birdie try.
About as good a look as you can get on this 15th green right now for birdie. Really difficult to keep it hole high. You have to really flirt with the water to get it, short of the hole location or hole high. Now going back down the hill. Has some left to right movement in it.
And these are the ones he struggled on all year, Cookie. I mean, he's obviously made some. He's got 2 wins, but had he made the majority of these, he would have maybe 3 or 4 wins.
Yeah, that is a fact. Such a pure striker of the ball.
There you go. That was a good stroke. I looked like me just hit it right through the break.
A lot of speed, even going back into the wind.
Back to 13. Mike Weir. It's a lovely tee shot here. This for birdie.
Oh,
come on.
That one, the wind may have moved it out. That could have stood a little bit more pace from Weir. That was a little bit too soft coming up there.
And this is for par now for Furyk, trying to get up and down from the back bunker.
Good solid 5 feet right here. Going back downwind. Has to move a little bit right to left, but not much.
Pretty good routine here for Furyk. Just gets right in there and doesn't mess around. That went all the way across the hole. Looked like he hit it where he was looking.
Just the second bogey of the day for Furyk. It comes at this par 3, the 15th. Paul Broadhurst with a 1-shot lead on Kevin Sutherland, who won here 3 years ago. Tom Lehman back to the par 3 15th, and Colin Montgomery at 2 under.
Colin has 8 iron out. He's going to have to get on this. That actually didn't sound very good. Needs to get up.
Well, found the apron. Over to the 11th, and Kevin Sutherland, his second to this par 4.
Kevin's been really playing well, striking the ball nicely. Hit 17 out of 18 greens yesterday. That's impressive on these greens, the size they are, and a wonderful shot here at the 11th.
After a bogey at the 15th, Jim Furyk now at 16.
He's going with something other than driver here, so he's got to keep it a little bit, even though the wind is in and from the right, he's got to keep this left of that bunker.
Put the tracer on it, and there it goes. Starts at the bunker, and the wind moves it a little bit left. That should be fine.
Number 16 is basically straight away. Here's Brant Jobe. Had a great start to the week yesterday. This is a birdie putt for Jobe, who opened up with a round of 64 yesterday, his low round of the season. He's given a shot back today. He's 1 over. He was also gracious enough to wear a microphone along with his playing competitors Billy Andrade and Tim Herron, and we'll take a listen. It's brought to you by Charles Schwab.
Well, we're out here grinding a little bit. We've had a kind of a crazy day. We've been throwing shoes at balls and hitting trees, so having a little bit of fun out here. Let's go make some putts.
So we're playing a practice round the other day, and Tom Lehman, we see Tom Lehman. I ask him, I go, so, you know, you redesigned this course, you know, zigzag, you know, which way to the, where's the break go? And he goes, oh, it just breaks towards Indio.
Thanks. Low. So what's our total? What's the total Down. we're looking at? Down. So Right there on it. Shot, and it skips a little. Get up, I mean. Get up. Get up, I mean.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They don't listen anyways.
Down, get up.
Oh.
How about
Nice.
that?
How about that, huh?
He's smiling. Nice.
That
was
get you
awesome.
Smiling, thanks.
That was really cool.
That was yesterday when those 3 players were mic'd up during the round, and we'll show it to you later if you missed it. There was a golf ball stuck in a tree, and one of the tournament officials, Brian Clare, as a matter of fact, borrowed a volunteer shoe and knocked the ball out of the top of the tree.
I had no idea BC had that kind of arm on him. That was impressive.
It was quite the athletic feat we saw yesterday. No pun intended.
Or foot.
Hey, the Beamer is here this week. Rich Bean just turned 50. This is over at 13.
Played a few tournaments this year. Really has kind of struggled. Hasn't really gotten it going yet. He's got a lot of game. Hits it very nicely. Fights the putter.
Didn't like it.
No, that's off the front left. That's short-sided. That's going to be a very difficult up and down there for Rich.
The 2002 PGA champion turned 50 in August. Joined the PGA Tour champions. Just making his 5th start out here.
And look at Rich. He gets the club face a little shut at the top, but really turns through it. When you shut the club face at the top, you better rotate through pretty well. That one he does not get rotated through, thus it's gone a little bit to the left. Rich works with the pro at my club, Cameron Doan at Preston Trail. They were college teammates along with the caddy for Scott McCarron. All played on the same college team.
Go back to the 10th. Brant Jobe will have this left for par. Again, that 64 was his best of the season yesterday.
Tell you what, he rolled the ball beautifully yesterday. Usually the weak part of his game. If he can keep that up, he can stay right in this tournament. That was a nice stroke there. That toe is still releasing really nicely through the ball.
He's won twice out here, most recently last year in Seattle at the Boeing Classic. That event, unfortunately, one of several that were canceled this time around. Let's take you back to that win, as a matter of fact. His 2nd PGA Tour Champions win.
Came from 7 shots back the last day. Fred Couples had a good lead and shot 75 or 6 the last round.
Fred Couples was well on his way to a win in his hometown, or at least close by, Snoqualmie Ridge, not too far outside of Seattle. But it was Jobe that took the cool trophy and the bomber jacket at the end of the day. 63 on the final day. They'll get it done.
That is a low score at Snoqualmie Ridge. That is not an easy golf course. I always thought it was one of the harder ones we've played on this tour.
Colin Montgomery, this is for par.
Saw his tee shot short left, pitched it to here. With the wind blowing, these are not easy. A pretty good putt right there. The wind right at his back, blowing them all over the place.
To the fairway at the short par 4 16th, Ernie Els.
Perfect drive down the middle, 64 yards. That wind hard out of the right. He's looking for some spin back. Not bad. He was afraid of coming up short there and spinning it back down off the front of the green.
Yeah, with that wind from the right and that whole location front right, you do not want to miss right. So a little bit on the safe side there for Big Ernie.
Woody Austin, Wes Short, and Fred Couples playing together here on day 2 as they make it to the tee at 15.
Well, a little interesting development out here. The wind's kind of switched and come more from the right. Just as we speak, it makes it even more difficult. Woody coming off a birdie at 14. So get himself back to even par for the day.
More right than downwind now, John?
Yeah, but now it just switched back.
Right in the middle of Woody's swing.
Of course. And Woody will tell you, that's actually a pretty good shot. Needs to hang on.
Second at 13 for Rich Beam.
Yeah, just down below the surface. Back into the wind a little bit, so this is pretty doable for Rich. He's got enough green. That's okay. Nice shot.
Now back to the 15th. Wes Short having a good day, 4 under.
Beautiful day of golf right now. Wes Short got it up and down for par on the last hole. This is 9-iron. He does hit it a long way.
He better.
This is out to the right. Trying to come back. Is it enough? I think the wind knocked that down. It started to the right, into the wind, knocked it down, stayed on the bank. He's in the grass.
You know, saying you're going to hit a 9-iron as far as Ernie Els, I'm not sure anybody else out here does that, even Wes Short.
Kevin Sutherland now for birdie and a share of the lead.
Downwind, yeah. Really well done there by Kevin. Went in perfect pace. Love that.
So Sutherland, the 2017 champion, is tied for the lead.
Yeah, he just birdied one of the harder holes out here.
Now Couples studying the wind at 15.
I don't know what that's going to do. This is crazy out here. Now it's straight downwind. Fred's got 8-iron. Just going to put it up in the air as high as he can put it.
Yeah, you have to hit it hard to get it up there. Otherwise, it hits the ceiling, knocks it right out of the air.
And that's a well-played golf shot. Just short left, just short of pin high, but well done.
Exactly. That's a great shot there by Couples.
Couple of good efforts there at the 15th as the wind continues. On the tee at 13, Shane Birch.
Got to be careful. Do not want any part of left. Do not want any part of left. And that is not good. That's long and left. Tough little pitch shot off the downslope, no less.
He is another rookie that has a win this year on the PGA Tour Champions. Guys like Furyk and Ernie Els and Phil Mickelson getting a lot of attention, but Shane Birch also a rookie winner. Brett Quigley also picking up a win in his first year on the PGA Tour Champions. Stephen Ames going along nicely. 1 over on the day, but 3 under for the tournament.
This hole playing 184 today. Hole location right in the front left. Stephen having a good week. Has not had some weeks that have been very stellar lately. Nice golf swing, though. And that's going to be a little bit left as well. Just didn't quite get up. Same place Rich Beam was. Pretty simple pitch from down there.
That was Couples at 15, and that got away from him.
That can happen still with the greens as good as they are and as quick as they are. If you're not paying attention, thinking that the wind might hold a putt up.
Or if the wind blows you off balance right in mid-stroke, that can happen as well. Very, very easy for that to happen.
Chris DeMarco on the tee back at 13. Third year on the PGA Tour champion, still looking for his first win.
Only hit 6 greens out of 12 so far today. Right at the front edge. That hit and stopped softly. Kind of surprising. Coming downwind.
So Fred Couples has this for par now at 15.
A little more work than he anticipated, and I can tell you another thing out here. It's not getting any warmer. That front is coming through, and it's coming through pretty quick.
Yeah, it was high today. I think the high today was about 10 o'clock this morning, Cookie, and tomorrow we're looking at 10 degrees cooler for the day.
It's well on its way to that right now, and that's just a terrible 3-putt when you have a good birdie opportunity. Fred getting himself
at Phoenix Country Club, and the man who is second in the standings, Els at 17.
Boy, with that wind howling from the left, this has become a tough fairway to hit. Got to keep it down that left side.
And we go back to 15. Mike Weir. And Lanny, do you think it's not a matter of if but when with him on this tour?
I'm kind of thinking that way. He hasn't won in a long time. He's played some nice rounds. Corn Ferry Tour before he came out here, and he's played some very nice rounds, got himself in the mix out here a little bit, so I think he's getting his feet wet, kind of reestablishing some confidence in himself, if you will. But golf swing looks good, putting stroke still looks very good, so I think so. I think he's got to continue to drive the ball well. Not as long off the tee as Furyk and Els and Mickelson, obviously, but which means he's got to put it in the fairway, take advantage of his iron game and also his putting stroke.
To your point, he hasn't won anywhere since 2007. It's been a long time since he's won. Do you need to be sort of reminded how to win golf tournaments?
I think if you're I want to say great player. I'm not sure I'd put him quite in that category. Great players don't forget how to win. Weir wouldn't hurt to be in contention a few times. He has been. He had the lead, I think, or close to the lead in I think it was Richmond, and battling Mickelson all day, so he was kind of right there.